So you're in MGTOW, and you know, men going their own way. You've adopted the philosophy, at least the statement, men going their own way, and you have a general understanding of that, and that's great. What I'm going to talk about applies to both men and women, but I'm presenting it from a MGTOW's perspective. There is something called the mode of nature, and the mode of nature is a science. At least it's presented as a science in the East, in the Indian culture, um, where it talks about the mode of nature. And the mode of nature has three parts: a mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Those are the three modes. Um, in the mode of goodness, you're kind of closer to God, self-satisfied, being self-satisfied, and so forth. Mode of passion leans you more towards darkness, like rage, demonic energies. That's why, like in boxing, when I coach boxing, we tell athletes don't get angry. That's a mode of passion. It clouds the mind, judgment, speed, all kinds of things are affected that way. Um, that's the underlying meaning, really, why we tell athletes don't get angry, because the mind gets clouded and you get defeated pretty easily. Um, and of course, the mode of ignorance is where wickedness comes from. You got a lot of wicked people, that's conning you, and as you go from the mode of goodness and the mode of passion and the mode of ignorance in that order, you go from those knowing God to knowing God less to not knowing God at all. At least that's how it's presented. Now in MGTOW, the mode of goodness, we well we start off in a mode of ignorance, and somewhere along the lines we start maybe getting some knowledge, and start realizing um, things aren't the way they're supposed to be in relationships, and we're going our own way. But we go our own way using the mode of passion a lot of times, where we're angry or sad or confused. And as you gain more knowledge and understanding, you start being self-aware, you can go into the mode of goodness, where you're happy, content, um, in the MGTOW way. Um, so I'll focus more on the mode of goodness. And the mode of goodness, they really talk about three things: truthfulness, cleanliness, and I forgot a third one. Oh, kindness is the third one. Um, you can practice kindness, and the reason why I struggle with that one, I strongly believe people are born with a certain characteristic that leans more towards kindness. But people that is kind of forced to exercise kindness, it's not natural kindness at all. So it's a tough one. You got to be born. To me, you got to be born with that instinct, that natural instinct for it. Um, truthfulness, that's something that can be learned. You're taught not to tell lies and things like that. Now, the way truthfulness, way I interpret truthfulness in this regard, is not necessarily you can't tell a lie. It's about truthfulness within yourself, for you. Truthfulness about a situation that's going on in your life. You can say, hey, this isn't right, let me step away. Oh, that doesn't seem, there's something a little off with that. Or that really doesn't benefit me. Time to walk away. That level of truthfulness. Being able to be silent is a part of truthfulness. Um, and of course, cleanliness. Cleanliness to me uh, is multifaceted. You shower yourself, you keep your body clean. A lot of religions talk about staying clean. Uh, you're not just talking about physical cleanliness, but you're talking about mental cleanliness. That's where therapy can come in, where you could work on your mental uh, thing. Emotional cleanliness, where you work. Therapy again helps with emotional, giving you tools to use to deal with emotional fragility. Some people are fragile emotionally, and they can build that up. It's like any other exercise. Um, Cleanliness again in your finances, in every aspect of your life. There's cleanliness, not just physically cleaning your house, but cleaning your mind, your spirit. The seven healths basically. You clean up your sexuality, your environment, your emotions, your physical, your spiritual, your social, you know. Um, I forgot what the seventh one is, but you got to be able to clean up all aspects of your life. Um, and then by doing so, there's some to do that requires self-discipline. And being in MGTOW, you may have jumped into MGTOW you through the mode of passion. You're confused and all that stuff. But now you're gaining some knowledge. Hopefully this video helps you with some knowledge where you could explore what's needed to grow and develop for yourself. And again, the mode of goodness, which is part of the mode of nature. You gotta be kind, truthful, and of course clean. And if you can adopt those things and practice those in your daily life as a lifestyle change, then you'll be on a path to not just if you want to use it for religious or spiritual journey, by all means do so, because this information that I'm sharing with you has its roots in spirituality. However, it's applicable to modern life. The principles are still sound because it doesn't have to do with modern culture. It has to do with nature. Something what we're born with. So it is applicable. And if you're in MGTOW as a man, you can apply it. Women, you can also apply the mode of goodness in your own personal life. And kindness is like one of the biggest things that men look at. From kindness comes submission, comes all being a good homemaker, taking care of the family, nourishing the family with food and everything else that has to deal with being a homemaker. It allows you to be truthful, not necessarily about telling lies. Truthful is like another topic for a different topic. It's a more in-depth thing. I personally believe I am not qualified to really talk about truthfulness because it carries something similar to the I can't think of the term, but it's a quantum physics superposition, where the ones and the one and zero is at the same time. That's what it is, superposition. So it's a tough one and requires a separate video altogether. But be kind, be truthful, be clean in its simplest form is a good place to start. And then you could go into the didactic and tridactic meanings of those words and the philosophies behind them. And these are things you can explore on your own. Some books, again, I've mentioned them before: the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Gita, even the Bible. Um, Even though that's been pretty much cut up and been manipulated over the centuries, it still has some good philosophies in there and some good concepts that supports and promotes kindness, truthfulness, and cleanliness, which are modes of goodness. Um, I just find like the Sanskrit stuff has more in-depth, concrete approach, almost science-based the way they present it, and a lot of people may consider it pseudoscience, but the way it's presented and the way I apply it to myself seems to be beneficial, and hopefully it'll benefit you. Um, Again, MGTOW. In closing, I will always say this: MGTOW was not a place um, for a mode of passion. You stay angry. You come here. You take on the philosophy of MGTOW, and you're empty, but you're doing nothing about it. You'll be unhappy if you turn out to be if you're simping a lot, and you're just angry and you jump on the MGTOW philosophy, thinking that it will help you. It can't. They're very like anything else. There are complexities within MGTOW. But if you want a good place to start with a mode of goodness, which is, again, kindness, truthfulness, cleanliness. Start with that on yourself. Don't worry about women, don't worry about your friends, your brother, your sister, nobody, just yourself. There are therapies you can do if you need to take therapy to take, which is within the cleanliness part, where you clear your mind, get your mind clear, get some coping skills. Start eating right, clean your body with the right foods. A vegetarian diet is usually a good place to start when it comes to that. I personally do not. I'm not a vegetarian, but sometimes I would just eat, a vegetarian meal. Just watch out for carbohydrates. For a lot of us, carbohydrates is inflammatory. But hopefully this video helps you. Again, women, you can look at this video. Hopefully it helps you tap into the mode of goodness, which has kindness, cleanliness, truthfulness to oneself, clean yourself, your environment, all seven healths for cleanliness, and be kind. If you're able to even delve into just fractions of each one of those, you'll be that much closer to having true power over a man. And when I say true power over a man, it's not like you will be like abusive power, not a twisted power, but true power, where he is more than willing to be under your control, because you are already under his control. He's more than willing to be under your control. So it's a duality. So if you're fighting the man, you're resisting things, you're thinking being a wife that's at home, how the traditional housewife is slavery and all that, and you're using laws against the man, like legal laws and stuff, and expect to have the man under your control. What you will have instead is MGTOW, and more men will go MGTOW, and because there are fewer men in the world, we are more valuable. There seems to have always been, at least my research, have always been more women than men, and that's how nature created it. So if you are a woman out there and you want a rare man, and even more rare, a good man, following the philosophy of your mode of goodness, it's also a good start, compared along with some of the other things that I've mentioned in previous videos that you need to practice. Like, subscribe, share, of all the videos I've talked about MGTOW, this particular one is very, very significant. Whole religions have been built around just the mode of goodness. So again, like, subscribe, share this one. In many cases, I think it's more dense in its meaning than some of the other more popular videos that I've done. Y'all have a good day.